Hi everyone, and welcome to iLecture 3. I am Dr. Wardah Muhammad from the Faculty of Business and Management, Open University, Malaysia. And today, I will go through with you some very important aspects of decision making which are covered in topic 3 of your module. By the end of this video, you should be able to identify the types of environment for decision making, discuss the processes involved in making rational decisions, explain the limitations in the making of rational decisions, state the methods to improve decision making, examine the methods for group decision making, and evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of group decision making. There are 3 types of decision making environments: certain conditions, uncertain conditions, and risky conditions. Under certain conditions, the decision maker has complete information when he wants to make his decision. He can predict with certainty the outcome of his decision. An example of this would be someone who wants to decide between 2 investment decisions which have fixed returns. Since he knows the outcome of both investments, he can easily make the choice between the 2. Under uncertain conditions, the decision maker does not have any information that would help in his decision making. Therefore, he cannot predict the outcome of his decision. People who make decisions under uncertain conditions are those who are able to take risks. For example, suppose you have just invented a new product that has never been marketed before. You do not know whether people will like your product or not. In this case, you have to take a risk if you want to sell your product, as you do not have any existing information to help you. Under risky conditions, the decision maker has some information to help him make his decision, but the information is incomplete. For example, a salesman wants to sell you a diet product for losing weight. He informs you that 75% of his customers managed to lose weight. However, he also said that some people have gotten sick using the product. So you can assume that if you bought the product, there is a 75% chance that you could lose weight. However, you do not know whether the product will work on you or would affect your health negatively. Is this not a bit risky? Faced with so many situations and uncertainties, how should a manager make a decision? In management, we have what is known as the rational decision-making process. Using the rational decision-making process, a manager should follow the following steps: identify the decision criteria, allocate weights to each criteria, generate alternatives, evaluate alternatives, and then select the optimal decision. Let's say you want to buy a laptop. What would be your criteria for choosing the best one? Price, speed, or weight? If price is the most important criteria, then you allocate the higher weight to this, followed by speed and weight by order of importance. Based on these criteria, generate some alternatives. For example, Acer, HP, Asus, or Samsung. Evaluate each brand according to price, speed, and weight. The brand that fits most of the criteria should be the one selected. Easy? Why don't you try it out in the next decision that you have to make? Selecting food, buying a car, or even choosing a soulmate. A word of caution though, there are some limitations in rational decision making. A manager might have limited resources, so he cannot choose the optimal decision under the alternatives available. He might also find that he has too much information, and therefore this complicates methods and affects his decision. Some managers may not be able to make the best decision because they have limited access to information or the information he has is outdated. Lastly, a manager might not have the necessary skills to evaluate the information available to him. We have looked at individual decision making. What about group decision making? There are three main methods for group decision making: brainstorming, nominal group technique, and Delphi technique. Brainstorming is a group decision-making process in which negative feedback is forbidden until all alternatives have been heard. Under this method, group members share ideas while the group leader records each idea where the group can read it. These ideas will all be evaluated once all the ideas are recorded. The best idea will be chosen once the advantages and disadvantages are considered. Under the nominal group technique, each group member writes down individual ideas on the decision or problem, and then each member presents the individual ideas orally. These ideas are usually written down on a board. The entire group discusses the ideas together. When the discussion is completed, a secret vote is taken to allow members to vote without fear. The idea receiving the most votes is adopted and implemented. Under the Delphi technique, a problem is identified and group members are asked to offer solutions by providing responses to a carefully designed questionnaire. Using this method, group members do not have to meet face-to-face, and responses are compiled and sent out to all members. Individual group members are then asked to generate a new individual solution to the problem. These steps are repeated until a consensus is reached. Now, take a minute and try to think of the advantages and disadvantages of group decision making. Did you think of these advantages? Did you think of these disadvantages? Before I go, let me leave you a game to play with your friends or family to test your decision-making skills. Assume that you are all on a boat and that the boat is sinking. You have 1 minute to decide who can go on the emergency raft which fits 2 people and who are to be left behind. Enjoy yourself and remember, if you cannot decide in 1 minute, bye-bye.